Hello everybody, happy Sunday, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I have never tried before, and that is going to be a what sold video. So I have, 14 different sales from the Poshmark platform that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I chose only to do my Poshmark sales just because it was the easiest to get my data from, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself with editing pictures over here, which I have never done before. So this is kind of just a trial run. But I am going to be sharing with you what sold in the past 7 days. So it would be Saturday to Saturday, and that would be ending on Saturday the 17th. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first sale I had for the week was a pair of Lululemon Silverescent leggings. They were black with a white stitching on them, and they sold for $18. And they will have a picture right over here. The second item that I sold was a pair of Frye Jillian boots, and they were super cute. They were a size 9, I think. They only sold for $30, and I just think that's simply because of the season. I picked these up maybe a month ago, and they got a lot of attention on a lot of platforms. But I had an offer for $30, and I thought if I don't accept it, I might be sitting on them until the fall. So that's why I decided to accept that. Okay, the next sale I had was the pair of Birkenstock Mules that I picked up from the bins not too long ago. And they were in a little bit rough condition. They had a little bit of wear on the back, like where the cork met the actual shoe bed. And I knew I wasn't going to get a ton for them. So I received an offer. The offer was for $28, and I did accept that. Okay, my next sale was a pair of Cancan skinny jeans. And that's actually a brand that I like to buy for myself. I never buy it at full retail price. I always do buy it secondhand, even for myself. I picked these up because they were a basic skinny jean. And they sold for $32, which is really good, I feel like, for that brand. The fifth sale I had was a pair of women's Tevas, and they were blue, and I picked these up at an Uptown Cheapskate whenever I was trading in some clothing that I was honestly just tired of looking at. So I got these, and I noticed they had a little stain on part of the fabric, and I did note that in my listing, made it very clear, took several pictures of it. And when the buyer received the item, they gave me a 4-star rating and said other. So I don't know if it was because of the flaw. Obviously it was noted. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, my sixth sale was a pair of Birkenstock Arizona sandals. And those sandals actually belong to me. I've had them for years, wore them till they're about wore out. They, like I said, had a bunch of wear, but they were in good shape, much better shape on the actual sole of the shoe than those Birkenstock Mules were that I got from the bins. So I priced those a little bit higher, and I received an offer for $35, and I accepted it. Somebody sent it to me, and so that was a good sale. Cost of goods were $0 because they were mine. The seventh sale that I made was a pair of Madewell shorts, and I actually picked those up at a local thrift store who prices their clothing at $1. So they were a pair of high-waisted shorts. I want to say they were a size 27, maybe, 27 or 29. I know it was one of the two. And those cost me $1. And a lot of times at that thrift store, they price up their name brand clothing, which to them is Hollister and American Eagle and Aeropostale and Walmart and Target and stuff like that. So I have found a ton of gems that have been $1 because they simply didn't know the brand and they didn't know to price it up. So those Madewell shorts, I'm not complaining that I only had to pay $1 for, and I sold those for $20. The next sale I had is kind of an experiment. So I picked up these Cat and Jack blue sandals. They were a boy's size 5. And they were $1 at a thrift store. Not the same one where the clothing's $1, but at a different thrift store. And I paid 75 cents for these. Okay, I thought they had a lot of tread left on the bottom. The Velcro was in good condition, so I picked those up. I've never really done kids clothing before. I was just gonna see how it went. And those sold for $8 on Poshmark. And in the future, maybe the next few days, if I do decide to do a what sold on Mercari, you will see that I have actually sold several kids items from that thrift trip that I got for 75 cents a piece. And you know, if you don't pay a lot for packaging, those little sales add up after a while. And so I will gladly take an $8 sale for something I only paid 75 cents for. So I think I will continue to pick up kids items as long as they're in decent condition. Okay, the 9th item that I sold is a major bolo, and I wasn't quite aware of it until I sold it. So this was a smart wool pullover. And this pullover was a women's extra large, which I do think helped me sell it for what I did, because an extra large is obviously a great size. And I sold it for $45. Now, comps were a little bit all over the place. I want to say they were from like 25 to 65, maybe some that were a couple dollars higher. But I decided to price mine at $60. And within 2 days, I received an offer for $45 and I took it. I picked that up at a Goodwill. It was $5.99 and it was in the sweater section. So I know a lot of people during the spring and summer months don't frequent the sweater section because they think people will not buy things when they are out of season. But that is a prime example that that is not the case. Somebody bought a smart wool pullover late April. So anything sells anytime. All right, my 10th sale was a kid's pair of black Bailey Bow Ugg boots. That's a tongue twister. I picked these up at a local thrift store that I got them for 75 cents for. And this thrift store is called Park Avenue Thrift, and they actually have an outlet location near me. And the way this thrift store works is that on Mondays, I want to say the pricing starts at everything's $1.50 or $1 something. And then every day of the week, it goes down by 25 cents. So I actually went to this location on the day when everything was 75 cents, and I found 2 pairs of kids' Uggs. And that's also the day that I picked up the Cat and Jack blue sandals. So all of those were 75 cents, and I ended up selling those Bailey boot Uggs for $20. They did have a lot of wear, a lot of fading, which I made sure to include in my photos. But I'm all for a $20 sale when I only paid 75 cents for an item. So that is definitely somewhere I will be frequently going to from now on. All right, the next sale I had was an extremely quick flip, which I kind of expected it to be, but this item had a little bit of damage, so I was like, I don't know, but it was fine. So it was this pair of LL Bean slip-on duck rain boots, and they were a size 8.5, and comps were really good for these, like $45-ish comps, but I noticed after I had purchased them and got them home that they had some bleach spots on the right shoe, on the top like canvas part, and a lot of the comps that I had looked at, they did not have damage. They were either very well conditioned pre-owned or they were brand new. And so I decided to price mine at $35 just to see how it went, see if they got any attention. I did cross-post these to eBay. But they actually didn't get a lot of attention over there, and usually my LL Bean stuff does. So I, kept checking on them, sharing them on Poshmark, and I received an offer within 2 days for $25. I paid $5 for them. I'll take a quick flip for $20 any day. The next sale I had, this one was my favorite sale of the week. I just really could not believe the comps for this item. So these are a pair of Disney Mickey Mouse embroidered overalls, and it is an overall dress. It was a size large, and there was a tag on the inside that said cake worthy, and I had never heard of that before. I love Disney, but I don't have a lot of Disney apparel, especially stuff that came from the parks. So apparently These particular overalls were sold inside of Disney parks as a vintage-ish collection, and they are very highly sought after. So I picked them up. I'm going to Disney in May, so I was like, if they don't fit me, I can probably sell them. Once I saw the comps, I did not even try them on. I was like, heck yeah, we're gonna sell these. So we sold them, and they sold for $65. $65 in 3 days. So I was super tickled with that sale. I did not expect that kind of profit out of those overalls. So that cake-worthy tag that says it was an authentic Disney Parks item is definitely something to be on the lookout for. I know from now on I will definitely be on the lookout for that. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so my last two sales of the week, they actually happened last night about 10 o'clock. And they were so good. And they were actually from the same person, two different sales. So let me tell you about those. So this first sale included this Free People from the Heart dress that I picked up the same day that my mom and I went to the bins in Chattanooga. But this actually came from a regular retail location, regular Goodwill retail location. And then it also included this Free People black and gray knit cardigan that I got at a local Goodwill. And the bundle sold for $42. That was an offer that was sent to me. And then I noticed that the lady who purchased these items continued to like and bundle other items from my closet. And I thought, I really feel bad because she's going to have to pay for shipping twice. But then I received an offer for $100. And that included this Blue Theory sweater, which I have had forever. And honestly, I probably paid close to $6 for it at a regular Goodwill, which I would not do today. We're learning and growing, and that's just something I probably wouldn't pay that much for today. These Surf Gypsy blue lace shorts, which were given to me by a friend to sell. This Lucky Brand black velvet shirt, which I picked up at Goodwill on a Monday, and in my area on Mondays, red tags have 99 cents, I think is what they are. I don't think they're half off on Mondays. I think it's 99 cents, so I picked that up for $1. And then this Who What Wear black puff sleeve dress. I loved this dress. If it was my size, I probably would have kept it. I got this for $1. And it's the Who What Wear line that is from Target, but I still thought it was cute and definitely would sell for $1, and it did. And so also, two more things. This Draper James bag was included in that bundle. Draper James is Reese Witherspoon's clothing line, and I love it. It's so expensive. But after I purchased this bag and got home with it, I realized that it was a FabFitFun item, which means there are millions of them. So when I posted, I wasn't expecting to make much out of it because there were so many comps and they were all over the place. So I posted it, I want to say for $35, and I'm glad that this lady ended up getting it in her bundle. Okay, and then the last item included in that bundle was this tie-dye A&A dress. It was a blue tie-dye dress that I picked up at the bins. So that bins trip has been a big, awesome profit for me. I honestly think it's definitely worth the drive for me to take maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, because I've almost sold every item that I picked up and listed from the bin, and it has been amazing, the profit I had made off of those items. So those were my sales on Poshmark for this past week. Like I said, I'm not going to include my Mercari and eBay sales since this is my first what sold video. I want to see if I can get all the pictures going like I want them to, and then maybe I can add more and start including my other platforms. But these numbers that I'm about to give you are simply from Poshmark. So my net sales, not including any cost of goods, any Posh credits, or what I paid out to Posh, was $488. Now, that sounds awesome, and I am totally tickled with that, okay? But after my cost of goods and the money that I paid out to Poshmark, I ended up profiting $312, Okay, so that is pretty good. It's a pretty good return for me. But I have started really being picky about what I pick up at Goodwill's and then picking more up at those stores that I pay like $1 or 75 cents for. So I'm hoping that that profit will keep climbing closer to the net sales number, because this is probably the highest profit week I've ever had. Goodwill's expensive. If you find something really good, it's definitely worth it. But as far as like Free People and Madewell pieces and stuff like that, I'm not going to be picking those up at Goodwill anymore, because if I can find them at a lower cost, or even anything at a lower cost that I feel like could sell for $20 to $25, I would definitely pick that up over a Free People piece that I have to pay $7.99 for at a Goodwill and then only be able to flip it for $25 and it sits forever. So I'm definitely learning, definitely growing. I'm really proud of these numbers. And then I also had a really great week on Mercari. I had a bunch of little sales, but like I said earlier, those little sales add up to a lot. So I had a good week there. And then one sale that I was going to highlight from my eBay store was the Patagonia Cinchilla pullover that I had listed in my closet for about a week or two. That was another item that I picked up at the Uptown Cheapskate when I took in some clothes to trade in. And a lot of those clothes had been given to me, so I took them in and traded them in for something I thought I could make a bigger profit off of. And it worked out just from that Patagonia alone. So it was a Trout Tails patterned men's Patagonia Cinchilla T-snap pullover. They sell every time, no matter the season. And I want to say I sold it for $80 plus shipping. So that was one sale I did want to really highlight on my eBay page. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed my first What Sold video. Hopefully there will be many more to come and we can start expanding into my other platforms. So until then, I hope you guys have wonderful luck poshing and thrifting and selling on all kinds of platforms, and I will see you next time. Bye.